This is going to be the first in a series of courses introducing Sasang medicine. In this course, we will introduce the very basics of each body type and how E.J. Ma, the founder of Sasang medicine, derived his philosophy. The Sasang, or Yin-Yang body type method, is a Korean medical approach based in the ancient teachings of the I Ching, and is referred to as Sasang in Korean. Sa means four, here the character for four, and Sang means manifestations, or appearances, or symbols. We'll talk more about that in a minute. This is a body type specific approach to diet, exercise, emotional balance, and herbal medicine. So we're going to talk a little bit here about the birth of Yin and Yang and Sasang. This is a quote from the Sasang. The Sasang is a commentary on the I Ching written by Confucius, or 역유 대구 사생 양의 양의생 사상. This is written in the 11th chapter of the Sasang by Confucius, a commentary on the I Ching. Basically what it means is that all things start with the Tai Chi. The Tai Chi is the great center. Tai means great. Chi means extreme or all-encompassing, ultimate. From the Tai Chi comes Yin and Yang. These are two aspects that are derived from the great universe, so the great extreme, the great ultimate. And from Yin and Yang come two of each. So Yin within Yin, Yang within Yin, Yin within Yang, and Yang within Yang. These are the four. And these are the four constitutions, the four symbols, the four basic elements in all things. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But before we get to this four, we have the basic concept of Yin and Yang in their pure form. In this form, in their pure form, they do not manifest yet. Just as if black does not manifest in pure black, or white does not manifest as pure white. White is contains all the colors of the spectrum, and black, if you magnify it again and again, is never really pure black. There are different shades of gray. So on the manifestation level, in all of it, in the most basic form, we have these four different shades of gray. And that's what it means, what we call the Sasang right here. Sasang, there are the two characters again, of Yin within Yin. Yin within Yin is also referred to as Tai Yin in Chinese, or Tae in Korean. Yang within Yin is So or Xiao Yin in Chinese, So in Korean. Yin within Yang is So Yang in Korean and Xiao Yang in Chinese. Yang within Yang is Tae Yang in Korean, or Tai Yang in Chinese. Tai Yang means greater Yang, Xiao Yang means lesser Yang. Tai Yin means greater Yin, Xiao Yin means lesser Yin. These are the names of the four body types, but they are also the names given to all phenomena in their basic form. Let's take another look at what we mean here. Cell division. During the process of meiotic cell division, we have a single cell, just like the Tai Chi, the great ultimate, and it splits into two. But these two cells don't really have any definition in it of themselves until they break up into two more. And then these four cells go on to create all the things in the human body. And also any other body that requires meiotic cell division, a male and a female, or a yin and a yang to produce. Also, within each DNA, we only have four proteins that make up 24,000 different combinations within the human body. And these four proteins are thymine, adenine, glutamine, and cytosine. So, depending on their combination in this double helix, which is also yin and yang, they can create all different aspects of who we are. Yet, they are all based on just four. The significance of four here can be seen in the four seasons, the four directions. Even though there are many, many different directions, these are the four cardinal directions. So we can have northeast 0.01 degrees, 0.02 degrees. We can have southeast 0.0, 0.01, 0.02, 0.005, etc., etc. Many different combinations, but yet they are all described within the four cardinal directions. We have the four basic emotions we're going to talk about in Sasang Medicine, the four temperaments: anger, sadness, complacency, and joy. And in ancient times, way back to the Plato era in Greece, we also have the four cardinal virtues: justice, virtue, fortitude, prudence, and temperance. And in the human body, at least, there are four limbs to signify the four directions, with the heart in the center, which is referred to as the Tai Chi, the great ultimate inside the human body. Obviously, this little guy has more than four. I just thought he'd be a cute example of going against what I was talking about. The significance of four. In Confucian theory, he talks about the four virtues. You see him give mention to the four virtues in his book Nono, or the Analects. He talks about love, humility, righteousness, and wisdom in Ye, Li, Ji. These are four aspects or virtues that exist within all human beings. They exist latent. We have to bring them out through action, through deed, through carrying out our mission in life. And how do we do that? We balance these four emotional tendencies or temperaments. What are they? Sadness, anger, joy, delight, and elation. This is He. Complacency and calmness, Dak. Sadness, A. Anger, No. So each one of the body types will have a propensity towards one of these emotional tendencies. And if they are able to balance those emotional tendencies, they can bring out their propensity towards one or more of these virtues. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. So here's a review of Yin and Yang. Yin and Yang are opposites. In their pure form, these are some of the things that they can represent. So Yin, moon; Yang, sun; Yin, dark; Yang, light; Yin, night; Yang, day; Yin, cold; Yang, hot; Yin, down; Yang, up; Yin, moist; Yang, dry; Yin, back; Yang, front; Yin, slow; Yang, fast. Now obviously we can add more to this list, since Yin and Yang represent pretty much everything in existence, in the universe. Now here's Yin and Yang within the human body. Correlates with us physically and emotionally. So here's some Yin traits: complacent; Yang traits: active. Yin gets cold easier, Yang gets hot easier. So the yin types tend to get cold easier, and the yang types tend to get hot easier, although there are exceptions to every rule. Yin, stronger lower body from the waist down, yang, stronger upper body. The yang types look very robust, but yet they have a very weak lower body. They tend to fall and trip easily or be clumsy with their feet. The yin types look sometimes less energetic, yet they have a stronger lower body. So they, even though they may look at less energetic, especially the Sasang type, they tend to go longer. Their energy tends to go longer. Their energy tends to be sustained throughout the day. They tend to still have energy at night, whereas the yang types tend to have less energy at night. The yin are very relaxed in general. The yang tend to be more tense and intense. Yin, night owl, yang, morning person. Yin, slow metabolism, yang, fast metabolism. There are more heavy-set yin types than there are yang types. Yin, slow motion, yang, quick motion. Yang people tend to move quicker, and they also tend to be multitaskers. Yin, introverted, quiet, yang, extroverted, open. Now, like I said before, there are exceptions to every rule. There are extroverted yin types, and there are introverted yang types. That's why it becomes very tricky to understand the body types, because we change things. We change as we get older, we self-reflect, and improve who we are. This is actually the goal of what Confucius refers to as bringing out our virtue through carrying out our mission. So it is our goal to become more balanced. So the yin will naturally become more yang, and the yang will naturally become more yin. This is balance and harmony. So here are the organ systems and each body type. In Sasang medicine, we call it body type, but we can also call it constitution as well. The four constitutions are the Yang type A, which is the So Yang, Yang type B, which is the Tae Yang, Yin type B is the So and Yin type A is the Tae This nomenclature, this naming, basically is just to make it a little bit easier, I use these terms. The strongest organ system for the Yang type A, So Yang body type, is the spleen. The weakest one is the kidneys. The strongest for the Taeyang is the lungs. The weaker is the liver. The strongest for the Yin type B, which is Som, is the kidney, and the weakest is the spleen. The Yin type A strongest system is Taeyam. Strongest system is the liver, and the weakest is the lungs. Now notice I call these systems. They're systems because the spleen controls several different aspects around it. It controls the digestive system, so not just the spleen itself, but also the stomach. And the kidney system controls the urinary system, the lower back, the legs. The lungs control the respiratory system. They control what happens in the chest, the esophagus as well too. The liver controls the ability to cleanse the blood, to make blood. It also has a strong connection with the gallbladder, so breaking down fats, for example, proteins. So we're talking about a liver system, which contains the gallbladder, contains the pancreas, etc. So these are the stronger and these are the weakest organs of each body type. And based on these strengths and weaknesses, we can improve our health. The stronger organs sometimes become too strong and they hoard all the energy. The weaker organs sometimes become too weak and they don't have energy at all, or very little energy. The idea is to get energy to go from the stronger organ systems to the weaker organ systems, and that's what flow is. Yin flowing into Yang and Yang flowing into Yin. Within the human body, the Tai Chi, we recall the Tai Chi turns into Yin and Yang, Yin Yang, Yin Yang, Yin Yang, Yang. The Tai Chi inside the human body is what E.J. Ma, the founder of Sasang Medicine, equates with the heart. And the heart breaks up into 4 major energies: upper body energies and lower body energies. The upper body is considered the Yang. You have the lungs and the spleen. The lower body is the Yin, the liver and the kidneys. The Yang types have stronger upper body organs, the lungs and the spleen, and the Yin types have stronger lower body organs, the liver and the kidneys. This is Sasang. The 4 major body types have different stronger and weaker organs. So we have Tai Chi, Yin Yang, Yang within Yin, Yin within Yin, Yin within Yang, Yang within Yang. Taeyang, Soyang, Taeyum, Soum. So each organ also correlates with an emotion. The kidneys correlate with complacency, relaxation, calmness. The liver with joy, happy-go-lucky, cheerfulness. The lungs with sorrow, and the spleen with anger. So, for example, the So-Yang body type, or the Yang type A, has a propensity towards anger because their spleen is so strong. The Yang type B, or the Taeyang, has propensity towards sadness. They succumb to sadness because their lungs are so strong. The stronger the emotion, or the stronger the organ, the stronger the tendency is for that emotion to manifest. So, the Yang type A needs to balance their anger, the Yang type B needs to balance their sorrow. The Yin type B with the stronger kidneys needs to balance their calmness, prevent from being lazy, prevent from being out of touch. And the Taeyum, or the Yin type A, this is Yin type B, sorry, Yin type A, needs to balance their feeling of joy. So sometimes they can get overjoyed, too cheerful, and lose touch with reality. Here are the 4 constitutions in cartoon form. Obviously, when we get into the constitutions, we will realize that they don't only look like this. It would be nice and easy, but it's not the case. But these cartoons bring out some very special features. For example, the Taeyang, or the Yang type B, has a thicker chin and more developed upper body from the neck upwards. The ears tend to be pointy, and the face tends to be more robust. Not so round though. That's the Yin type A. Larger, rounder abdomen, not necessarily larger, but this is where they will develop fat, if they do develop fat tissue. And with the Yang type B, this is where they will develop it, right in the neck area. Okay, they have rounder features. The So-Yang, or the Yang type A, tend to have a V-shaped torso. So they tend to stand tall with their chest forward, develop chest area. They tend to have an upside down triangle for the face, lower face, so the chin comes to a point. And they tend to be obviously in this picture you can't tell, but they tend to be a little bit taller than the other body types. And the Soum, which is the Yin type E, tends to have narrow shoulders, a little bit of a scrawny look, introverted, kind of a nerdy look, if you will, skinnier face, that type of thing. These are all basic trends that don't necessarily manifest when you look at each body type. Sometimes the Taeyong body type can look like the Taeyang, and sometimes the Soum can look like the Soyang body type. So each one of these body types can look like each other. So it's really important to dig further, learning more about their personality and also their physiological traits. So the Sasang approach is a body type specific approach to health, and by knowing one's body type, they can improve their health in many ways and fine-tune what foods, for example, they need, what exercises and meditation, what types of emotional tendencies do they have, and can they work on. In Sasang medicine, this is the heart of healing. In other words, the more we look into what our emotional tendencies are and balance them, the more our physiological needs are met. So this leaks into this leaks into this. We choose better foods when we are emotionally balanced. We choose better exercise. And then finally, the herbal treatment, which in the Dongyi or Eastern medical perspectives on longevity and health preservation, which is written by Ijema, gets into detail about which herbal treatments can be used for each body type. So for various different disorders. And each body type will have its own set of herbs, group of herbs, that help strengthen the weaker organs and tame the stronger organs.